Hey there, hi there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your August reading. Okay, so I'm going to dive right in here. So, up first, we have here the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, we also have Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot going on here. Okay, there's Wheel of Fortune, Strength, and the Hermit. Wow, I see some justice in there. Wow, you got some really good things happening for you. Okay, Sagittarius. So let's take a look here at this Seven of Pentacles. Or shields. Oh, I see. So it's going by shields. Okay. Seven of shields. A clan elder stands on a wood floor. They have their head turned to one side, which displays the shaved part of their head. A tattoo appears. They wear one long braid, and it blends into the fur and leather cloak the jarl has on. Jarl. Yeah. A single bracer appears on their forearm, and the hand rests on the pommel of a sword. A wall displaying seven shields appears behind them. Each shield has a different Viking pattern on it. It seems as if this is the wall of shields that this Jarl has conquered. Ooh. Meanings. The seven of shields display the might of a great leader and warrior. Each one of the seven shields on the wall belongs to a different warrior from another clan. They have taken a single shield as a souvenir, a reminder of what it took to win that day. Each shield is a personal triumph. They remind the Jarl how to continue blending the desires of the clan with the might of the warrior. Remembering the past battles and what they took to win helps this leader understand how to sustain their way of life for future generations. This is a time of reflection and celebration for what they have. Keywords: upright, celebrate your achievements; sustainability, gather your resources; reflect upon triumphs and losses; be proud of achievements; reverse, stuck in a rut; fear of new ideas; forced into a new task; old pattern emerges; doubt, find rune; honor and justice to your house. You have brought honor and justice to your house. Um, Interpreting the runes here means to move forward. Okay, you are moving forward here. Okay, you have won a major victory here. Okay, Sagittarius. Now we have the Page of Cups. Okay, this is probably going to explain a little bit more detail, like what you have won, your victory here, coming forward. I'm getting like a mom and dad vibe with like a brother and sister. Like the Page and the Knight are like the son and daughter here of this Queen of Cups and this Jarl, the Seven of Shields. Okay. All right. So let's see here. We got the Page of Cups. Oh, horns. Okay. Yeah. The cups are horns here. Okay. Well, that's what Vikings drink out of it. So that's pretty badass. The Page of Thorns. Okay, we have a young blonde stands on the shores of a rough sea. They wear a dress and overcoat. Two belts clinch at the waist. They wear knee-high boots. High waist rush in and out towards where the figure stands. And yet they do not move from their position. Instead, their gaze is fixated on a single drinking horn in their hands. They hold it high in the air to get a better look at it from various angles. The light in the sky is soft, suggesting there is plenty of time left in the day. The Page of Horns is a messenger. They remind us to pay attention to the fantastic ideas our minds to give us. Imagination helps us relate to our feelings and provides us with a way to talk about them to others. Originality is essential to survival because it has helped us create new technologies and spreads information through storycraft. If the Page of Horns is here, you should listen to the inner voices. Write down the ideas you have and acknowledge the good they do for you. If you do not write, perhaps it is time to turn music or pick up another craft to give your emotions a voice. Keywords: upright, get inspired, acknowledge your dreams, look for outside the box solutions, indulge in fantasy, accepting help, reverse, resistance to emotions, exaggerations, being too sensitive, disappointment, conceal feelings, bind room, boost your emotions on a sad day. Elemental attributions: water, spiritual power, inner strength, surging of emotions. Earth, natural power, roots, origin, sense of identity. There you have it. You are listening to your feelings. You are trusting yourself. For once, okay, Sagittarius, I feel like you already trust yourself a lot, but in August, it's going to be extremely important that you trust yourself. Okay? Knight of Cups. Or horns, right? So we're in the Viking era here. We took a little trip here to the Viking times in our time machine, okay? We have a Viking ranger sits on a white horse at the edge of the ocean. The horse has metal armor protecting its head and neck. The figure on the horse's back wears green pants and a tunic under leather armor. A long hooked cape blows behind them. Their hair has been braided. They raise their drinking horn high into the air. Their gaze is looking at something off in the distance. Two whales jump in and out of the water behind them. The Knight of Horns follows their heart. They know their passions when their heart sings and sends them butterflies. When you get these feelings, you are being asked to rush off and chase those ideas. Poetry delights this knight. They enjoy romance in all its forms and take life at their own pace. Use the power of the Knight of Horns to guide you into the places you genuinely want to be. Lean into the gifts the gods have given you. Embody the youthful approach to life. Enjoy the ride. Upright, to be open to your feelings, understand others' needs, fight for your ideals, seek worthy causes, enjoy physical pleasures. Reverse, scheming, unrequited love, overwhelming emotions, unpredictability, take unnecessary risks. Bind rune, blessings on your passionate adventures. Wow, okay, there you have it. Okay, Sagittarius, you're going on adventures. You're getting blessings as you go on your adventures. Okay, take pleasure in following those butterfly feelings and leaning into that energy in August. Okay, Queen of Cups. All right. Oh, also elemental attributions. Again, we have water, spiritual power, inner strength, surging of emotions, creative fire as well, creative power, outer strength, passions, and desires. There you have it. All right, now we have here the Queen of Horns. Okay. A figure with curly blonde hair sits in an ornate wooden chair. Viking symbols and patterns adorn the chair. It has a high back. The person faces away from the turbulent waters of the ocean. The surf comes up and near their feet. They wear a blue gown and velvety silver cape with fur. The person wears a crown and they stare at the drinking horn in their hand. A Bendroon appears at their feet. They have an intense gaze that misses the dolphin jumping out of the water behind their body. The Queen of Horns feels their emotions deeply. They navigate the full range of experiences they bring to them. At their best, they are lovely Toastmaster chatting and building relationships with those around them. However, be aware of their wrath when their mood turns. While feelings and relationships are commonly seen as a feminine realm, we all experience emotions. It is time to let your feelings out. This queen can help you reconnect to the feelings you have forgotten. Use their empathy to remind you that everyone has similar experiences. You are not alone. Let the positive passions lend their motivation to your dreams. Let the negative emotions wash memories you don't want away. Okay, so you're washing memories you don't want away. Upright, deep empathy, emotional power, seek your psychic gifts, indulge in your desires, find equilibrium. Reversed, unstable feelings, victim mentality, manipulation, and manipulative, erratic emotions and behaviors, bind rune. Used to gain clarity from your feelings. Elemental attributions, double water, spiritual power, inner strength, and surging of emotions. I also feel like your dolphin is like your spirit guide, like watching over you and protecting you. Okay. Um, We've got Justice, Strength, the Hermit, and Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I mean, your Seven of Shields, like your masculine energy, he's bringing you justice. He's willing to fight for you and defend your honor and respect you and your feelings. That is a true desirable characteristic in a person that you're thinking of having romantic feelings, because a lot of water usually often means, feelings, passion. There's a little bit of fire in there, strength. Yeah, I think you want your person to see the strength residing within you and respect that. I think justice will respect your strength. I think he will see how strong you are and he'll respect you for that. Um, and then we have, of course, the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune. So let's take a look here at justice and strength. So we have justice here, okay? This is someone who is not messing around, okay? They are not a wolf in sheep's clothing. They are the real deal. They're not afraid of the wolves, okay? They can destroy the wolves. They can take control of the wolves. They are powerful. The powerful and honest god Tyr stands firm on the ground. He wears his battle gear. An axe and a helm are attached to his belt. The rune Paiwaz glows in the center of his buckle. His hair and braids are all well kept, a sign that he is ever ready for battle. In one hand, Tyr wields his sword, also marked with Tawaz at the hilt. He puts the blade down into the ground. Behind him is the great wolf Fenrir, son of Loki, who is bound in golden chains, his eyes rage with anger, and his mouth is open. Tyr has his right arm placed between the powerful jaws of the wolf. He's not afraid of those sharp teeth. Okay? Justice is the card of doing the right thing. Every culture has its concepts of fairness, ethics, and what is right. Not everyone can get the upper hand in a dispute. Justice blends the ability to maintain your code of ethics while the rest of the world descends into chaos. When the card comes up in readings, it is time to think about what personal and society regard as accurate. Do the two align nicely or are adjustments needed? Tyr represents the best of justice out of all the gods. Tyr is the god of justice and law in Norse mythology. Mortals came to him for help in settling disputes and bringing favor to their side. When Loki gave birth to the wolf Fenrir, the gods feared the chaos and savagery the wolf would bring to the world. They chose to bind him, but nothing was strong enough to contain the strong wolf. The dwarfs made a light but strong chain to hold him back. However, the wolf refused to trust the gods. He would only do so if one of them placed their hand in his mouth as a sign of faith. Knowing that the decision to bound Fenrir was right, Tyr stood up and boldly stuck his hand into the wolf's mouth, knowing that the outcome meant the loss of his arm. Sometimes doing the right thing is hard. It may mean standing against the status quo or losing a part of your tribe. However, taking a higher course shows strength, and in the long run, this has more significant gains. For Tyr, it meant the salvation of the pantheon from Ragnarok. Keywords: upright, restore balance, take responsibility for your actions, negotiate your circumstances, bring your life into equilibrium. Reverse: being weighed down, poor decisions, taking justice into your own hands, deliberately blocking an outcome. Interpreting the runes. Tiwaz pronounced Tiwaz. Seek justice and let your morals guide you. Tiwaz represents the god Tyr. This rune relates to the birch tree. It is blinding force of having a resolution passed down upon someone. In this way, Tiwaz represents a legal problem or situation where you must fight for your rights. Seek justice for what has been done to you. Harness the will to succeed. Become a spiritual warrior like Tyr and keep on your path. Use this rune to help develop courage, strength, and honor. It can bind well and promote order around you. If you feel scattered, use this rune to help you focus while working. While Tyr sacrificed his arm for the good of all, you don't have to go this far. This rune can give you moral support to keep moving. There you go. Now we have the strength, okay? There's your strength card. Again, another spirit animal, spirit guide, polar bear. Dolphins and polar bears. I like it. I like both of these. They're really cool. Okay, so we have strength here. The goddess Thurud bows her head on the brow of a white bear. She wears a dainty wreath of flowers that make their red hair dazzle. She dresses in light armor and pants, and leather braces appear on her forearms. Thrud gently cradle the bear's face in their hands. The bear bows his head inclined and has his eyes closed. There is a feeling of trust between the two. Fairies float and dance around the pair in the woodlands. The rune of one show glows slightly on the bear's neck. Meanings. Thrud is the Norse goddess representing strength. The daughter of Thor and Sif is well known for her battle skills. She bested the creature Elvis by asking him all sorts of questions. She kept the two of them awake all night. When the day came, Elvis transformed into stone, therefore showing that strength doesn't necessarily mean external power. It also shows the fortitude of understanding and learning. The image of strength also calls out the Norwegian white bear king Valmont, a fairy tale of strength and kindness in this tale. A beautiful young princess rescues a king who was spelled into a bear by a witch. Oh, I saw that movie when I was a little girl. I love that movie. Oh, that was a really good one. I probably can find that like on YouTube or something. I didn't know it was based on like an actual Norwegian story. Okay. Through the account, the princess learns the sincere value of both love and what it means to be strong. Strength is the will we have to see ourselves through the challenges life offers. It is the tiny flame that lives inside us that has the potential to grow big and warm. It's not easy to tender the flame inside ourselves. Sometimes it takes the assistance of someone else to help you through the darkness, to see the light where there is none. Strength asks us to trust the inner power we all carry. It asks us to trust those who care for us and see our situation through to the end. The key words here are upright, we have perseverance, harness inner strength, embrace your unique talents, courage facing adversity. Reverse, trust yourself in surmountable problems. Suppress truth, have no compassion, failure. Interpreting the runes. Wunjo, Wunyo. Okay, here we go. Pronounce Wunyo. I like that. Wunyo. Count your blessings. Pleasure for heart. Wunyo means joy or bliss. It is fun to say. Wunyo. This rune is all about celebrating and following your passion, just as the young princess follows a dream that leads her to the white bear and a wreath she desires. This rune helps us find the happiness we desire. The desires represented in this rune aren't just small trinkets, they're items or passions you want to keep by your side for the long haul. This rune is a reminder of the good things in life. We live in a time where resources are overflowing. Many people don't go without much. There is an overabundance of choice in modern society. Okay? With all the essentials taken care of, this is an excellent time to remember that it's good to be alive. Some people aren't as economically inclined as others, but still, it's more of a metaphor, I think, of like abundance within yourself and knowing not to give up and drawing your infinite amount of strength in yourself, especially during hard times when you don't have a lot. Okay? If Wunyo comes into your life, it's time to count the blessings you have. Know that you have done well in this life and the gods want to see you succeed. You have the choice to follow your passions and treat them with the care and respect they deserve. Dance and celebrate the little joys that come into your world. If things aren't going well for you at this moment, know that you have the power and drive to set it right. Persevere, push through the adversity, and know there's something better at the end just waiting for you. I love that. That's so beautiful. Because you've gone through a lot, you know? Okay, now let's take a look at this hermit energy. Okay, whoa, look at that hermit thing. That's some serious wise tree type Gandalf type energy right there. Okay, the hermit. So let's take a look. Oh. Alrighty. Roots of a tall tree drain down into the rich, dark soil of the ground. These roots are thick and carry nutrients to sustain other eight connected worlds. An old man's face peers out from the center of the tree. He is Mimir, the giant and master of wisdom. He is pale and has deep blue eyes. His nose is red and his hair is white. Mimir's beard grows long and plummets down towards the earth, just like the tree's roots. Okay, good. The figure of the rune Isa glows in the center of Mimir's face. Staves appear to the left and the right of Mimir. A small glowing source of light appears on the ground. It is the eye of Odin and represents the cost of wisdom and knowledge. The Hermit is a card of seeking answers. The process of truly knowing and understanding knowledge is not an instant one. It takes time, meditation, and introspection to transform information, so it becomes part of one's being. This means being alone for a time. The central figure in the hermit is usually depicted going into or coming out of a cave, room, or another lonely place. This is because they know that the best way to solve a problem is through stillness and contemplation. However, many readers forget that the hermit has a light source. They appear out of the cave, eventually to share what they figured out their light source represents. I keep looking at like the clock and the time, but that's all right. And the light and the screen. I'm so easily distracted. Okay. The call to others. They want an audience to come and hear what the hermit has to say. Mimir makes a perfect figure for the hermit. He is the wisest of the Norse Aesir. He also took up residence at the well beneath one of Yggdrasil's roots. The tree in the image is Yggdrasil, and it lives at the center of Norse mythology. Yggdrasil carries the lifeblood for the nine worlds it connects to. Gods and humanity used the tree to pass to each world, and they took their wisdom of what they knew to each place. The staves that appear on the card are potent magics. Many Norse cultures would use these sigils to ward off evil, protect their lands, and properties. I said that weird. Proprieties. Okay. Properties. Oh my. Okay. And blessed for prosperity. That's a lot. That's a mouthful. It was here where Odin, also called the All-Father, hung himself. He sacrificed himself to himself by taking his eye and stabbing himself with a spear to help the tribes he was protecting. Odin stayed here for 9 days without food, water, or aid. On the last day, he looked down and saw the symbols of the 24 runes. Okay, so upright reflection, solitude, a profound understanding, share your wisdom with others, solving issues, reverse, invasion of sacred space, isolation, keeping things to yourself, feeling blocked, staying too busy to hear the wisdom within. Yeah. Okay, you're hearing the wisdom, okay? There's no doubt about that, Sagittarius. Okay. Interpreting the runes, pronounced Isa. Remain still and take time to process. A single line forms the image of this rune. Isa takes its name from the icicles that grow in freezing temperatures. It represents the slow creeping frost. This is a frozen, immovable form. While Odin hung on Yggdrasil, he could not move. He stayed still, his thoughts put on the contemplation of his task. This is the power Isa brings. Isa reminds us to remain still, to process through the slow and dull times. It takes a long time for a long, beautiful icicle to grow. It does not happen with heat. Isa tells you to slow down and chill. Take your time to plan out what is going on. Think about what you might say before you regret what comes out of your mouth. It takes time to process information and formulate a wise and honest response. Okay, Sagittarius, you're doing that. I know you're wise. I know you've got this, okay? Wheel of Fortune. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? And you can see in the book too. I love this art. It's so pretty. I love it. Okay? Alright, Wheel of Fortune. Image description. Okay. These women stand in a foggy marsh. Limbs of a giant yew tree stretch out. Familiar staffs appear on several branches. The women are none other than the Norns. They stand in front of a giant spinning wheel. 12 spokes radiate out the wheel. A glowing sigil appears on the axis in the center where everything meets. The Norn on the right is named Skuld and wears a red robe and cloak. She is the Norn of the future. Skuld has a sword pointing to the earth in one hand and the end of a delicate thread in the other. The cord connects over the large wheel and down to the Handi, the Norn spinning the present on the ground. She wears all white and has a wreath of fresh flowers on her head. She stares at the thread that slides over her hand. The thread loops back around to a spindle that connects it to the woman on the left. Yerd is the one in charge of the past. She wears a black dress and clothes, and her blonde hair is braided. The thread has been looped down through her fingers and connects to something off the edge of the card. The thread is the thread of fate. The weird. The weird. The weird. The weird. Okay. Um, okay. The Wheel of Fortune is concerned with fates and the cycles that appear in the world. Fate is the intersection between time and circumstances. Some believe this is predetermined. Others think that the gods and we can change it based on the actions and ethics of a person. When the card appears, we need to look at where we stand in relation to where that cycle is. In Norse mythology, the Norns were the ones who dealt and traded in the fate of everything. They lived at the base of Yggdrasil and oversaw the fabrics of each person's time in creation. Skuld was red to symbolize the lifeblood measured out to each person in creation. The length of the thread is predetermined amount of life each individual gets. Vartandi is in the middle, and she deals with the person's moments of a mortal's life. She wears white to show the precious and innocence of life unfolding. Erd tracks the fate each person accumulates and is related to the past. A sigil also appears at the axis of a giant wheel. It is known as Skull's net, or the Web of Weird. It is a name after one of the Norns, the one who understood the realm of the future and the interplay of life. This sigil looks like a woven piece of fabric. Skull's net represents the past, present, and future events in your life. Norse call this concept weird, and each person is given a personal destiny. Norse believe that every choice, every interaction made in the present affected the future. They saw the world and their actions as being interconnected. As such, the weave of sigil depicts the complex and unending connections between life and destiny for all. Keywords: upright. Enjoy what time you have. Life cycle. Cyclical. Okay, I cannot say that word. Cyclical. No, cyclical. Nature's understand personal cycles. Good luck and fortune adapt to external forces. Reverse resistance to change, bad luck and fortune. Learn to ride the waves. Change is constant, unable to move. I really think your fortune is looking good. Okay, Sagittarius, I really do. I get good vibes. I get good energy from these cards. I don't see any bad luck coming your way. Interpreting the runes. Pair throw. Chance, fate, opportunity. Pair throw takes its shape from the dice cups Vikings were fond of using. Games of chance were among some of their favorite pastimes. Those who practiced Sidrir would also use the cup to toss the runes to see what the outcomes of various battles or situations would be. It governs the laws of cause and effect and invokes the powers of the Norns. Alright, so I really do think that fortune is on your side, okay, for August. I think things are going to be working out for you. You're working on your present, you're healing from your past. I mean, the cups show me that you're full of life, you're full of good positive energy, you're going to be celebrating, you're going to be winning a victory here. That is because justice and strength are encouraging that outcome for you. And I think quiet introspection is something you're really going to enjoy for the month of August. And, if you're watching this now in July, you're going to enjoy it, the quiet introspection as you move into August. So, love and light always. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much. Luna says bye.